بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Kitab al-Sawm, and we are discussing the muharramat. Some of these muharramat, prohibitions, they invalidate the fast, and some of them do not invalidate the fast. We said those that invalidate fast: food, drink, relationship between husband and wife, and now and fourth, ascribing statements, untrue statements to God, to the Prophet, and infallible imams. And we said there is a disagreement in this. Some of them, they say it's only haram while you are fasting. Either when you are not fasting, still haram. But some say it would invalidate the fast, and some say it would not. The author says it would not invalidate the fast. He says it's haram, you must avoid them. Or avoid ascribing false statements to God, to the Prophet, to the Imams. Especially when you recite the hadith, if you don't know about the hadith, don't say قال الباقر قال الصادق قال الرضا قال أمير المؤمنين. No, say روية. It has been reported that Imam Ali said this. Not you. You are not saying. You are reporting a report. Okay? And then we come وعن الارتماس, submerging one's head in water. This is another muharram, another prohibited act. وقيل, he says, because this book is not book of fatwa, this is a book of research. He says وقيل لا يحرم بل يكره. It's not haram, it's makruh. But the author says وَالْأَوَّلُ أَشْبَهُ is more recommended. The opinion, the first opinion, which is haram, to submerge one's head under water, that opinion is more recommended and accepted. وَهَلْ يَفْسَدُ بِفِعْلِهِ وَهَلْ يَفْسَدُ بِفِعْلِهِ Does the fasting get invalidated if you submerge your head underwater? The author says al-ashbahu la. It would not destroy your fast, but you did something haram. Okay? Interesting. You know why? Because there are two hadiths. One hadith says don't. One hadith says it's okay. So some people take the okay as being makruh, not haram. He takes it as being haram, don't. But he takes it's okay, then why it says there is another hadith? It's okay, it means it would not invalidate your fast. But you are doing something illegal. Okay, we have to differentiate between two things. Sometimes it is haram and it will invalidate your fast. Sometimes it is only haram, but it would not invalidate the fast. Like this example. Or like the example before, ascribing false reports to God. Or in the prayers, for instance. In the prayers, there are certain acts that are haram and they invalidate your fast, your prayer. Such as what? You are praying and someone passes by you and then you slap him on his face. This is haram, and also al-fi'l al-kathir, too much actions. This is a drama, movie. So it would invalidate your prayers. Sometimes it is haram, but it would not invalidate. Like for instance, you are praying and a lady, let's say naked, and you look at her with intention. it would not invalidate. You don't have to repeat this rak'ah, but it is haram because it will reduce the thawab of your prayers. You are not focusing on your prayers, you are focusing on something else. So you don't have to repeat the prayers, but it is haram. That act is haram.
So say with this then, do you have to pay, because it's haram, do you have to pay kafara?
No.
No?
We will come soon. We will come to this. And then the other one, inhaling dense dust. إيصال الغبار الغليظ. In some sentences they say غليظ, intense. إلى الحلق, to your mouth. There is a disagreement. خلاف. الأظهر, which is most correct, التحريم وفساد الصوم. Both. It's haram on purpose to make the dense dust reaching your throat. It is haram and it would invalidate your fast. فساد الصوم. Then we come to another thing, which is again, this is debatable among scholars. Staying البقاء على الجنابة عامدا حتى يطلع الفجر من غير ضرورة. Deliberately remain junub. You have the water, there is hot water, there is shower, but someone does not want to take a ghusl until Fajr arrives. من غير ضرورة, voluntarily. Sometimes it's cold, water is cold. I get sick, for instance. Sometimes the shower is too far. It's midnight, I can't go downstairs, upstairs. In my room there is no shower, for instance. Sometimes they ask for money to use the shower and I can't afford that money, for instance. Okay? These are excuses. But without an excuse, then that would also, famously, على الأشهر, it would invalidate. It is not just haram, but also it would invalidate the fast of that day. Now, an extension of this mas'ala. وَلَوْ أَجْنَبَ فَنَامَ. Someone became junub and he went to bed before Fajr, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 15 minutes before Fajr, with the intention of sleeping and not getting up to take a shower. Okay? And then Fajr arrived. The Mu'adhin said Allahu Akbar while he is junub or she is junub. The fast is going to be invalidated because he went to bed with the intention of not getting up. This is different from the following mas'ala, which says وَلَوْ كَانَ نَوَى الْغُسْلِ. No, his intention is to wake up half an hour, let's say 10 minutes, 15 minutes before Fajr, and I take the shower. نَوَى الْغُسْل. But then my alarm did not work. Nobody woke me up. And then all of a sudden the Mu'adhin, oh, Allahu Akbar. In that case, the fasting is still valid. But he has to do the ghusl as soon as possible. وَلَوْ انْتَبَهَ. He went to bed with the intention of waking up and doing the ghusl before Fajr, and then he woke up, but then he was too lazy. He said, okay, there is another 30 minutes. Let me take another 15 minutes. He was too tired. ثُمَّ نَامَ. ناويا الغسل. He had the intention to go back to sleep, but then I will wake up maybe 15 minutes before and I rush myself and I take the shower. فَأَصْبَحَ نَائِمًا. The morning arrived, the Fajr arrived while he was asleep. فَسُدَ صَوْمُهُ وَعَلَيْهِ قَضَاؤُهُ. In this case, that day has been ruined. It became invalidated and he has to make up that day. Because he woke up before Fajr and he chose not to do. He was too lazy. We will come to this mas'ala later on tonight, inshallah. It has some extension, some elaboration. وَلَوْ اسْتَمْنَى. If a person, male or female, they deliberately discharge the seminal emission, mani comes out of them, or the husband touched امرأة, it could be his wife, it could be someone else. Then he discharged. In that case, during the day, this is not during the night, during the day of Ramadan, while he's fasting, فسد صومه. His fasting becomes invalidated. But وَلَوْ احْتَلَمْ, someone sleeping in the morning, in the afternoon. I get asked about this mas'ala a lot from the young ones. During the day, he goes to have a nap and he sees wet dream. Then in that case, لم يفسد صومه. Whether he saw that during the night or during the day. During the night, he went to sleep before Fajr. He saw wet dream. When he woke up, it was sunrise. Nothing. He goes and he takes shower and his fast is correct. During the day, he sleeps and he sees wet dream. Then it would not invalidate his fast because this is not voluntary. This is involuntary action. Okay? But وكذا لو نظر إلى امرأة فأمنى. By glancing or gazing at a female, then he discharges, unfortunately. He's apparently very hyper and sensitive. In that case, or استمع, he was listening to her. And then same thing happens. So he was either looking or listening to sometimes his wife, which would never happens on this earth, but to a stranger, okay? And then he discharges. Then in that case, again he loses the fast for that day, okay? وَالْحُقْنَةُ, Hukna is, doctors, they know that. Here, they don't use it anymore, but when we were kids, they were chasing us with this hukna, which is enema. Now I don't see them using it. If that enema, which is the fluid injection, the injection of the fluid into the rectum, if that is with solid material, then it invalidates the fast. But if it is with liquid material, it would invalidate. If it is with solid materials, it would not. No, listen. With liquid material, it is haram. With solid material, it's not haram. However, whether it is going to تفسد الصوم, invalidate the fast or not, تردد, disagreement. Some people say yes, some people say no. So where do we find the right answer? Not in these books. In the book of Fatwa, Risala. المسألة الأولى. There are two مسألة. المسألة الأولى. كل ما ذكرنا أنه يفسد الصيام إنما يفسده إذا وقع عمدا. Everything that we said that is going to invalidate the fast, it would invalidate the fast if that happens deliberately. Deliberately.
Can I ask you a question going back to number 8? We talked, I think.
Number 8?
Yeah, the injection with the...
With,
so,
yeah.
Last week we talked that the injection is okay, like IV.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the rationality with this being like...
This book, 700 years old. There was no IV. They did not even know anything about IV or the idea that the only thing they used to do is the rectum.
Right.
So IV, this is masail mustahdatha. This is contemporary masail. Okay?
But if that one is okay, then why wouldn't this one be okay?
Doctor, we said this book is a book of research, not final answers. So maybe the same author, he says something here, but in the book of Fatwa, he gives his final opinion. Okay? This is not Fatwa. This is just, he teaches us different opinions. This is why he says qeel. But in Risala, they never say qeel. My opinion, khalas. This is my opinion. Final opinion. I'm not going to bring the opinion of others. Here you find وَقِيلَ. قِيلَ means there is another opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion. But in Risala there is no qil. Only one opinion, final opinion. Okay? So even this opinion is not final. Maybe he would change it in his book of fatwa. Yes, Dr. Ali.
So this subsidiary issue 1 through 8, if you didn't mean to do it deliberately, so you're still okay in fasting.
Absolutely. But listen. كان عالما أو جاهلا. إذا وقع عمدا سواء كان عالما أو جاهلا. Knowing it invalidates or not knowing. If it happens involuntarily, accidentally, I should say accidentally. Whether I know drinking water is going to invalidate or I don't know. If it happens involuntarily, accidentally, it's okay. It's not going to destroy my fasting. Okay?
This is the example of if you go to the dentist and if you don't swallow, but if it's all of a sudden involuntary and you swallow, then it's okay.
But some scholars are saying if you are not sure of yourself, then don't go to the dentist in Ramadan during the day. Go in the evening or leave it if you are not sure. Don't risk that.
If somebody opens up a pack of M&Ms and is eating it, then you remember it's okay, I'm fasting.
Yeah. That's it. عافية إن شاء الله صحتين. But then don't. We will come to this mas'ala. Then don't. Then stop immediately. And if you can throw it, still there is room to throw it out, do it. But some people say, hey, I forgot and I ate. So he keeps eating, then he has to do qada. Okay? Then he destroys the fast and he has to make up one day for that day. But if not, if you ate, if you drank something, water, Pepsi, whatever, not knowing, it's okay. Or not just food or drink, all of these things that we said. Relationship with it, he forgot, totally forgot this is Ramadan. Okay? وَلَوْ كَانَ سَهْوًا. Now, it would invalidate if he does that deliberately. Whether he knows it destroys the fast or he doesn't know. Like what? عالما كان أو جاهلا. For instance, someone never heard about enema, for instance. Okay? He never heard about it. And then he went to the hospital and they, whatever. And then he comes back home and his mother or his wife tells him, they did this to you? This is deliberate act. Even if he did not know that it would invalidate the fast, it will invalidate his fast. But if he did it accidentally, sahu, forgetting, completely forgetting that he's fasting. In the first example, he knew he's fasting, but he did not know the ruling. Not knowing the ruling, it's not an excuse to escape the punishment. In the second example, he knows the ruling, he knows the punishment, but totally blackout, forgot, accidentally. Then it would not invalidate his fast.
Well, what about his wife doesn't know the ruling and didn't tell him that that's a ruling?
Whenever he knows, even 50 years later, he has to make up that day. Yeah. سواء كان. Now, this accident eating and drinking would not invalidate your fast, even if your fast is wajib during Ramadan, or it is mustahab outside Ramadan. You are fasting on Mondays or Thursdays. Again, there are two acts that would not invalidate your fast. وَكَذَا لَوْ أُكْرِهَ عَلَى الْإِفْطَارِ. He was coerced. Someone said, if you don't eat right now, if you don't drink this bottle, I will kill you. Or I will imprison you, not kill. I will hurt you. Okay? This is ikrah. This is coercion. أو وجر في حلقه, the food was pushed down his throat by force. Have you seen some kids, when they give them medicine, they put them down, the father sits on his chest. Alhamdulillah, we don't do this, camera, I'm telling you. And then by force, they give them. This happens in the Middle East, alhamdulillah. No child takes his medicine voluntarily until the age of 18, you know. So this is if it was inserted, whether food or a drink, in his mouth, then again it would not invalidate his fast. المسألة الثانية. Things that are okay to do while you are fasting. Number one, لا بأس بمص الخاتم. Some people have this bad habit. I've seen them. They have wearing a ring and they suck it. They have this bad, the bad habit. So it would not invalidate although it's not good, it's bad and it's not good for the health. But if happened, it would not invalidate the fast. ومضغ الطعام للصبي. A mother, or not, for that cause she's not a mother, a nanny or a father or a brother feeding his little sister, for instance, chewing the food, puts the food in his mouth. I've seen this in the old days. Nowadays, alhamdulillah, they don't do these things. But they chew the food and they take it out and put it back. Chewing the food in this case would not invalidate. وزق الطائر. Sometimes they do it with the bird. They put the food in their mouth and they transfer it. Mouth feed birds. وذوق المرق. The maraq, which is the broth. A lady who's cooking, she can taste it, put it on her tongue to see the taste, whether it's spicy, it is salty, it is. والاستنقاع في الماء للرجال. Men during hot seasons, they used to go in public ponds, hawza up, public ponds in the cities, in the village, in the masjid. Masjid has a pond. Pond, people do wudu. They go and sit there to get cool, because of the heat. This is why it says للرجال, because women did not, because these are public places, so women could not do them. Only men had this great privilege of sitting in the pond up to here, to cool down because of the heat. This is okay. This would not invalidate. ويستحب, it is recommended, السواك للصلاة بالرطب واليابس. Before the prayers, it is mustahab always to not a brush. See, my friends, the translation says a brush. No, it's not a brush. Siwak is a special brush that comes from a tree, special trees, branches. So they use them to, whiten the teeth, whether it is wet or dry. Sometimes I've purchased some types from Medina al-Munawwara which are wet. Some of them are dry. So whether it's wet or dry, it's okay to brush. By the way, it's not mentioned here, but this is, now the scholars, they say even brushing your teeth with toothpaste, it's okay as long as you throw everything out and you leave no flavor on your tongue during the day of Ramadan. Or you can mouthwash. You can use the mouthwash as long as you don't swallow. And you take everything out after that, so you don't leave a taste on your tongue. Maybe the taste will be on your teeth, in your mouth, but not visibly or vivid taste. Okay? المقصد الثاني فيما يترتب على ذلك وفيه مسائل. المسألة الأولى تجب مع القضاء الكفارة بسبعة أشياء. In 7 different places, not only qada, making up that missed day or messed up day is enough, but you have to pay expiation penalty, kafara. What are they? Number 1, al-aklu wa-shirb, eating and drinking. Al-mu'tad wa ghayruh, the normal and the abnormal. We said abnormal like what? Someone eats dirt. Some people like to eat dirt. He swallows that. It's abnormal, but he invalidates his fast. Or a drink, we said the juice that comes out of the trees. Okay, this is not normal drink, but some people go and lick this and they swallow it. Wal-jima', relationship between a husband and wife, it has some details. We don't go into that details, because not every relationship is haram. It has certain measurement. You read it in the book. And the translation is correct, alhamdulillah.
Finally.
Finally it's correct. So you read that one. وتعمد البقاء على الجنابة حتى يطلع الفجر. We said this, that deliberately he sleeps, he knows the adhan is at 5, but he goes, and he knows if he goes to bed now and he sleeps, he's not going to wake up before Fajr. But he does that on purpose, then of course that has not just qada, it has going to have kaffara also. He has to pay kaffara. وكذا لو نام غير ناو للغسل حتى يطلع الفجر. Again, he goes to sleep with the intention of, I'm not going to wake up. Sometimes I am going to wake up, but he didn't wake up. That one has no qada, neither kaffara. In this situation, scenario, he goes to bed with the intention of not waking up until Fajr arrives. And then istimna, which is deliberate discharging for men and women. And وَإِيصَالُ الْغُبَارِ, and inhaling the dense dust. That also has kaffara. المسألة الثانية لا تجب الكفارة إلا في صوم رمضان وقضائه بعد In 4 places there is kaffara. Where are they? Number 1, the fasting of Ramadan. Okay? It has kaffara. If someone mess up with one of these days, then has to pay kaffara. Second, when he's making up Ramadan, let's say after Ramadan, Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, whatever he's doing, today he was fasting, making up what he missed in Ramadan. If he breaks his fast before Zawal, before noontime, there is no kaffara on him. But if the Zawal arrives, noontime came, and someone invites him for lunch, and then he says, yeah, let's go for lunch, let's eat. In that case, he has to pay kaffara also. Not just qada, not just to make up that day, plus expiation, kaffara. وَالنَّذْرُ الْمُعَيَّنِ, if he said, I am going to fast beginning of Rajab, nadhr, qurbatan ila Allah ta'ala, nadhrun shar'i, there is nadhr, vow upon me for Allah, that if, let's say, Allah, find me a job, a wife, a house, then I will fast the beginning of Rajab. So this becomes vow, nadhr, muayyan, specific for this day, for 1st of Rajab, middle of Rajab, end of Rajab, first. In that case, if he breaks his fast that day, also has to pay what? Kaffara. And last, وَفِي صَوْمِ الْإِعْتِكَافِ. What is i'tikaf? I'tikaf comes after fast, when they stay in the masjid. They lock themselves up in the masjid. They don't leave unless for a necessity, let's say. Says to bring some food, to take a shower, to use bathroom. 3 days i'tikaf.
I'm sorry, but what is it again? I don't understand the i'tikaf.
If he's staying in the mosque, doing i'tikaf and fasting, because they fast and pray in the mosque.
Okay.
So if his i'tikaf, he made nadhr, oh Allah, if you solve this problem for me in the month of Rajab, I am going to do i'tikaf in this masjid 3 days. So he made nadhr. And while he was doing i'tikaf, he has to fast. And he breaks his fast, then also he has to pay kaffara.
So i'tikaf i'tikaf is the praying part, so I'm going to say, let's say 3 days in the masjid.
I'tikaf is the process of locking yourself up in the masjid for ibadah, for fasting and prayers.
Okay.
This is
Prayers and
i'tikaf.
prayers,
وما عداه لا تجب فيه الكفارة. Other than these four situations, there is no kafara, but there is قضاء. For instance, مثل صوم الكفارات. Now, he doing the fast of kafara. What is the fast of kafara? Do you know?
What is the fast of the fast?
30 days.
Yes, yes. It's in
Okay.
Quran, right?
Or 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
60.
2 months, but while he was doing these 2 months, the penalty, he got hungry one day and he ate. Should he do another? No, they say no. Just make up that day that you messed up. You don't have to pay kafara for that. وَالنَّذْرُ الْغَيْرِ مُعَيَّنِ. See, in the first, we said نَذْرُ الْمُعَيَّن in the first one. If you specify the date that I am going to fast the beginning of Rajab. But if you say, I'm going to fast one of these days, nadhr on me, if God solved the problem, I'm going to fast to 3 days. But you did not specify the days or the dates. Then you don't pay kafara if you break your fast in these days.
Oh, goodness.
أحسن. والمندوب. والمندوب also. The nadhr al-mandub, he made nadhr, or he wants to fast on Monday. Every Monday and Thursday it's mustahab to fast. Then while he was fasting, he felt really hungry today. You know, somebody invited him for house of kebab. He could not resist.
So
You know.
how do you,
Then he does not. He does not pay kafara, although he lost the fast. He lost it, but he doesn't pay kafara. Yes, Dr. Ali.
sorry, so how do you determine what the kafara is, the payment? How do you determine the payments? Oh, we're going to get there.
Every question you ask me, believe me, exactly after that we're going to
And the
explain.
Quran tells you
Yeah.
what the kafara
Yeah,
is.
we will immediately. Just give me maybe 10 minutes or 3 minutes. Tafri'un. This is a subsidiary issue. من أكل ناسيا فظن فساد صومه فأفطر عامدا فسد صومه وعليه القضاء. This is the example that Dr. Ali, he said, you have a bag of M&M with you, you don't know, it's Ramadan, and all of a sudden you put your hand there and you put something in your mouth, and then, after you ate, this is Ramadan. There is nothing on you. Your fast is valid. But after that you said, well, I ate, so let me continue. Finish the bag, at least we don't spoil it. The bag, haram, israf, you know. In that case, the fast is going to be invalidated and you have to do qada of that day. Now, do you have kafara? He says there is a disagreement. Why? Why there is disagreement?
Because you're doing the qada anyway. Is that why they argue that your kafara is qada?
There is a disagreement. Of course, he's inclining for kafara too. But he says there are other opinions who say in this situation there is no kafara. Why they say? Because when he ate, he didn't know. He was forgetful that this is Ramadan. Okay? So he ate. Nothing on him. Then when he realized halfway through, oh, it was Ramadan. So let me finish this. He was under the impression that he spoiled his fast. So he ate. Not like the one who comes from the road and he knows if he eats he's going to spoil, and then he does eat. He sees this, he says, I can't resist, I have to eat. That's a different situation. This is not complete deliberateness or defiance. Okay? So he says, وَفِيهِ تَرَدُّدٌ. Some people say he pays kafara and some people say no. But I say, meaning the author, محقق الحلي, he says, الأشبه الوجوب, that he pays. وَلَوْ وُجِرَ فِي حَلْقِهِ. If the food was pushed down his throat, أو أكره إكراها يرتفع معه الاختيار. he was forced, where he had no choice. Like what? Someone told me I was in one of the countries and they eat 10-15 minutes before as soon as the sun sets. And I was the only Shia there. And they were, if they knew I'm a Shia, they would not kill me, but they would kick me out. I was in a because they bring dates, so you have to eat. This is almost coercion. You see yourself in that situation. Now, sometimes you are in free country, nobody says anything, you can leave it there. It happened. I left it 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But in countries where your business, your life, your identity is in danger, they find out they're going to hurt you, for instance, this is almost coercion. So in that case, he was mukrah, had no choice. In that case, in the lam yafsid sawmuh, even if you eat 10 minutes before night, okay, then your sawm is okay. It would not be invalidated. وَلَوْ خُوِّفَ فَأَفْطَرَ. He was intimidated. Like the same situation. In this country, he's intimidated. He's a minority. He's one person among 20 Daeshi. If he doesn't eat, he will be in trouble. This is intimidation. وَجَبَ الْقَضَاء عَلَى تَرَدُّدٍ. Some people say definitely there is no kafara. Even qada, they have hesitation that whether you have to do qada or not because you were intimidated. المسألة الثالثة. This is your answer, Dr. Ali. الكفارة في شهر رمضان. What are the kafara? What are we talking about? Number one, they come in sequence, in order. Number one, عتق رقبة, freeing a slave. Now, no slave here in America. So that is a dropped. Goes away. Comes to the second one. صيام شهرين متتابعين. Consecutive 2 months, 60 days. Someone cannot really. He will be crippled. He can't go to work. He can't do anything. He can't study. He can't go to school. He can't, function. So that one is dropped. Then comes the third one. أو إطعام 60 مسكينا. Feeding 60 poor. So how do we feed them? We give them three-course meal like hotels here, fancy restaurants. No, they say you fill his stomach. Sometimes a loaf of bread, 50 cents, let's say, $1. Fill, huh?
But how do you, can you donate it, let's say, to a mosque and say this is what it's for? Or
you can. In emergencies, you can do that. But the fuqaha now, they say you must do that yourself.
So you have to find like a homeless shelter or something.
Yeah.
Or donate to there. Make sure
Or send it back home. Tell your brother, this money, you purchase rice, bread, dates, food.
Right.
Original food, not complimentary food. Not like, for instance, chocolate. Chocolate is not food.
Right.
Okay? Food, original food.
Right.
And they pay 60 people.
But if that doesn't get to those 60 people who are deemed homeless, he doesn't.
You can feed one person 60 meals.
Oh, okay. Okay, do that.
You can do that. Okay? مخيرا في ذلك. See, there are 3 opinions here. Opinion number 1, مخيرا في ذلك, having an option between any one of them. So either you free a slave, you have the option between these 3. The second opinion says وقيل بل هي على الترتيب. No, it's not. You don't have an option. It's in sequence, in order. You have to begin with a slave. If there is no slave available to free him, you have to fast 60 days. If you can't fast 60 days, then you go to the third option. وقيل, another opinion, يجب بالإفطار بالمحرم 3 كفارات وبالمحلل كفارة وَالْأَوَّلُ أَكْثَرُ. Another opinion says that if someone breaks his fast with something haram, God forbid, he was fasting in Ramadan and he became mad with his wife, with his whatever, and there was, ayadu billah, whiskey. So he said, I'm going to teach God a lesson today. There are some crazy people. He had the whiskey. So this is, he did iftar and with something which is haram. In this case, he has to do 3 kaffarat.
All three of them.
All 3 of them. Or there is an easier scenario. Someone goes to the dentist or not going to the dentist. He was flossing, let's say in Ramadan, or brushing, then there was blood. Or he was, let's say, biting his tongue, okay? And then he swallowed the blood. So he did something haram. He swallowed something haram. Without whiskey, without these things.
Even though that was by mistake, or this is deliberate?
Deliberate.
Oh, deliberate.
By mistake. Okay? But he knows and he swallowed that. So this is, or God forbids, he does fornication, let's say, in the month of Ramadan. You know, I heard someone said, I went to, I don't mention the country out of respect, Muslim country. And I went to one of these, women in the streets. I said to her, come with me to the, she said, no, I'm fasting. After iftar, I will come to you, inshallah. True story, wallahi. True story. These poor countries, they fast during the day, but they do these things during the night.
Now, if the woman is, let's say, that's her only source of income to stay alive, is that?
We are discussing fasting now, so let's focus on fast. Okay. And then he says, وَبِالْمُحَلَّلِ كَفَّارَ. But if he breaks his fast with muhallal, with water, this is halal, he pays 1 kaffara. But our author says that I am inclined to the first opinion. What was the first opinion?
That they do all 3?
No.
Oh.
No.
Free a slave?
No.
Oh, do them in tartib?
Whether it is haram, he says, whether it is he broke his fast with something halal or haram, it's only 1 kaffara, and you have the option, not tartib. Tartib was the second opinion. First opinion, مخيرا في ذلك. You don't see the Arabic text. I see the Arabic text.
Okay.
The first opinion was that you have the choice option of choosing one of these 3 kaffarat. Okay? Sister Tahira, okay?
This makes a ridiculous question. Let's say that there's slaves somewhere in one country. The Turkey part, and it costs like $1,000 to free a slave. They're like, give us $1,000, we'll free this person. So we should go for that. Technically speaking,
if that does not cause another problem for you, does not have side effects, let's say you get arrested, because slavery is haram. To purchase a slave, not haram, it's illegal.
right.
And they find out, let's say, the government, and you get arrested. So you shouldn't do that. Stay away from it.
Right.
Don't go and purchase a slave. Okay? But if you can do, let's say, in one society where it's legal, let's say, which I don't think do we have a country which is legal nowadays?
I don't know if Saudi Arabia, is it legal?
I heard they do have slaves still some of their servants, they bring them from Africa and they own them. I heard that, but I have not seen, yeah. So if you can, if it is legal in one country, you are not punished by law, then of course purchase and sell and free him. قربة إلى الله. المسألة الرابعة إذا أفطر زمانا. The translation is wrong that you have. إذا أفطر زمانا, not a period of time. Zaman here means a day. One day he broke his fast, he or she. On that day نذر صومه على التعيين. For instance, he said, I am going to fast, I am going to do nadhr and fast the mid of Sha'ban, let's say. Mid Sha'ban, I have nadhr upon me. If God keeps me safe, let's say, successful, I will fast mid Sha'ban. And he came mid Sha'ban, he was fasting, but he broke his fast. Do you remember the ruling from previous mas'ala? Do you remember the difference between nadhr, if he specify the date or if he does not specify the date?
It's more strict when you specify.
Exactly. كان عليه القضاء. In this case, he has to make up that day. وكفارة كبرى. What is كفارة كبرى?
But the freeing of the slave?
We have two types of kafara. Kafara kubra is one of these three. One of these. Mukhayyara. You have the option between the three. What are the three? Tell me. Number one, freeing a slave. Number two, fasting 60 days, 2 months. Number three, feeding. Or they say, waqila. Another opinion, they say no, not the grand kafara, one of the three. A smaller, minor kafara. What is the minor kafara? Kafara to yameen. If someone breaks his oath, he says, Wallah, by the name of Allah, in Arabic, not in Farsi, not in Turkish or Urdu, in Arabic. I didn't do this while he was doing it. Then he has to do kafara. This is minor kafara. What is the minor kafara? Kafara to yameen. It is, again, it has freeing a slave, but the fasting is 10 days, not 2 months. And it's mentioned in the Quran. إطعام عشرة مساكين, or not just feeding them, clothing them, because the Quran says وَكِسْوَتُهُمْ وَكِسْوَتُهُمْ. Clothing. Kiswa means clothe them. Buying, let's say, a set of a dress, shirt, rather than giving food. Let's say they have food, so you bring them shirt for 10. Or if you can't afford, you have no money to buy 10 shirts or to feed 10 miskin, then fasting 3 days.
I thought it was fasting 10 days.
10 days if you can, but if you can't, okay? If you can't, 10 days is too difficult for you, then 3 days. This is the minor kafara, not the grand. The grand kubra are the three that we mentioned earlier.
What was it called? Kafara Yameen?
Yes, kafara to yameen. Yameen, what is yameen? Yameen is when you oath, when you say wallah. Now, what is the yameen? Yameen is not when you say wal Quran, wal Abbas, wal Hussein, by the Quran, by Abu al-Fadl Abbas, by Imam Hussein, by Fatima. No, by Rasulullah. No. This is not official yameen. Official yameen is when you say Wallah, Billah, Watallah. These are the official kafara. Only using the name of God, but using the name of the Prophet. Although it is not good to lie, even using the name of the Prophet or Amir al-Mu'mineen or Ahlul Bayt, but it does not have penalty. It has penalty only when you bring the name Allah.
And you said in Arabic.
In Arabic,
in
yeah.
Farsi,
No. In Farsi, you shouldn't say, no. They say don't say it, but it does not have kafara. Still haram, but it does not entail punishment. المسألة الخامسة الكذب على الله تعالى وعلى رسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وعلى أئمة الأطهار عليهم السلام حرام على الصائم وغيره وإن تأكد في الصائم لكن لا يجب به قضاء ولا كفارة. Now we mentioned one of the things that haram to do is ascribing false statements to God. You say this ayah is in the Quran, where the ayah is not in that. There's not. This ayah is in the Torah, for instance. Okay, not the Quran. Or hadith Qudsi, you say God said, for instance, such and such, where this hadith is unfounded. Or the Prophet, or the Imams. And sometimes they say ma'sumin, not just the Imams, yani even Fatima al-Zahra included. In that case, although it is haram, he says according to the more correct opinion, it does not entail neither qada nor kafara. المسألة السادسة الارتماس حرام على الأظهر. Submerging your head, whether male or female, under water. It is haram per most correct opinion, but ولا تجب به كفارة ولا قضاء. It does not entail neither qada, you don't have to make up that day, nor you pay kafara. وقيل, but there is another opinion that you need to do qada and kafara. يجبان به. But he says, my opinion والأول أشبه, more correct. المسألة الثامنة. We end with this one. No, السابعة, sorry, سابعة. Number 7. لا بأس بالحقنة بالجامد. It's okay, it would not neither haram nor invalidate the fast when they use the enema with the solid object. ويحرم بالمائع, but with the fluid, no, it is haram. ويجب به القضاء على الأظهر, according to most opinion, it is only قضاء, entails قضاء, but not كفارة. قضاء. المسألة الثامنة, I stop with number 8. من أجنب ونام ناويا للغسل. See, this happens 3 times. Follow me here. He was junub, he or she. But then he went to bed, he was too tired, but he said, I will wake up to do ghusl. ثم انتبه, so he slept. Then he woke up before Fajr, and then he said, well, I have more time. Then he went back to bed. Then he woke up for the 3rd time, or the 2nd time. Because the first time he was mujnib and he went to bed. This is first time. 2nd time he woke up and he said, I have time. Then he slept. Then he woke up. Then he slept until Fajr. In the 3rd time, he heard the mu'adhin saying, Allahu Akbar. He was لزمته الكفارة على قول مشهور وفيه تردد. In this case, the 3rd time, not only qada, he has to make up that day. As a punishment, he has to pay kafara. He says there is disagreement, though not all of them have consensus on this. وفيه تردد. He says, even my opinion, I do not incline to the kafara. Though I incline for qada, he has to make up that day. He ruined it, but not to pay the kafara. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على